The thoroughbred is a magnificent animal, bred for speed, bred to compete, the sport of kings.
Wow, West Coast has it by 6.
It's the all-new Let's Go Racing from Parks Casino and Racetrack. It's action-packed and fun for the entire family.
3 of them are right together with 1 furlong to go.
Let's Go Racing is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association. It's fun to see them run.
Good morning and welcome to Let's Go Racing. I'm Danny Gibson, pleased to join you with my co-host Dick Girardi, and we're at Parks Racing on the beautiful 3rd floor in our studio. On today's show, we're going to talk all about the controversy with Kentucky Derby winner Medina Spirit, who will run at today's Preakness. We'll have all the details on that. And we'll also head to Belmont Park and recap their big day they had last Saturday, including their first Grade 1 of the season, the Man-O-War, that was on the turf, that came with quite the thrilling finish, and the Great Theory Peter Pan, which is a prep race for the Belmont Stakes for 3-year-olds. And our very own Parks-based trainer, Butch Reed, sends out 3-year-old Baron in the Gold Fever Stakes, sprinting 6 furlongs over their main track. Boy, Belmont Park had a sensational day. But first, let's talk about all the controversy going on with Kentucky Derby winner Medina Spirit, who did test positive for betamethasone.
What a crazy week, Danny. I mean, it started on Saturday that there were some rumors around Saturday night that the horse had tested positive, and then 9:30 Sunday morning, Bob Baffert had flown back to Louisville on Saturday. He announced that, in fact, the horse had tested positive for betamethasone, which is an anti-inflammatory corticosteroid. It's on the list of when there's class 1 through 5. It's a class 4 with a C penalty. I won't get into all that, but 1 is the very worst performance enhancer, 5 is the least. So it was just crazy because he was saying, unlike Gamine, who tested positive for this in September, he said, yeah, we gave it to her. We thought it was enough time that it would be out of her system. The difference is this time, he said, we never gave this to Medina Spirit. So everybody was kind of baffled. The cynics are going, well, he's not telling the truth. Others are wondering, what is going on here? It was weird. And then it kept getting weird until Tuesday when Baffert came out and said, hey, we gave this horse an ointment for a skin problem on his hind end starting after the Santa Anita Derby, and gave it to him all the way up to the day before the Derby. And nobody at the barn, Danny, read the label, which said it had this particular drug in it. So the assumption is now that's why the horse tested positive. They split sample has been sent out, which I suspect is going to confirm the initial positive, and then more than likely the horse is going to get disqualified from his Derby win.
Now,
Crazy.
Unfortunately, this is a substance that is allowed in horse racing,
Right.
just not allowed
Race day.
Right, and he did have 21 picograms, and just so you guys know, a picogram is a trillionth of a gram, so very small amount, probably not performance enhancing. We did get more with Bob. We're going to show you his press conference from last Sunday.
Yesterday, I got the biggest gut punch in racing for something that I didn't do. And this is really, it's disturbing. It's an injustice to the horse. I feel like, here you win a race, and you're still not, to me, I don't know what's going on in racing right now, but there's something not right. And I don't feel embarrassed. I feel like I was wronged. And we're gonna do a complete, our own investigation. We're gonna be transparent with the Racing Commission like we've always been. We're gonna show them everything. One thing about it, in California, everything is documented every day, what the horses get. This horse was never treated with that, and he's a great horse. He doesn't deserve this. He ran a gallant race.
Later in the week, we did learn more from Team Baffert. They did treat the horse with Automax for a dermatitis that he did have on his skin, and there were pictures of that with the Medina Spirit did having that to his hind end, so they did use that to treat him for that, and they did stop before the Derby, they said.
Going forward, how do I enjoy, to train? How do I, move forward from this, knowing that something like this can happen? And it's a complete injustice. And but I'm gonna fight it tooth and nails, because this horse, I owe it to the horse, I owe it to the owner, and I owe it to our industry. and our industry needs to step up, and we need to do a better job in racing. There's something wrong right now with it. I've been talking about it. Nothing seems to be going done about it, but these contamination levels, and I'm not a conspiracy therapist. I know everybody's not out to get me, but there is definitely something wrong. Why is it happening, to me?
We reached an agreement with Mr. Baffert and his lawyers that allows for additional testing, additional monitoring, essentially a watch list to ensure the integrity of the sport leading up to the race. So we're very pleased to have that. We appreciate Mr. Baffert's participation and the way in which his lawyers went about it.
The testing that we did both with the Maryland Racing Commission last Thursday, yesterday, and the testing that the Maryland Jockey Club did today will allow us to ensure that if there is or was any betamethasone or any other medications, whether therapeutic or illegal, in the horse, we will know about them before the race, because traditionally most of the testing now will occur after the race, and this allows us to, instead of addressing the issue after the fact, to prevent the issue from becoming a problem.
And we are looking forward to today's Preakness Stakes at beautiful Pimlico down in Baltimore. We have a field of 10 that just drew.
Yeah, it's weird, Danny. We only got 3 out of the 19 back from the Derby. Medina Spirit's in the 3 post. Midnight Bourbon, who ran way better than his 6th place finish, is number 5. And the only other horse from the Derby is, keep me in mind, the 2, he was wide the whole way. And Baffert, of course, also has Concertor in here, so he's got 2. Concertor drew the 10 hole.
We have to talk about the number 1 horse, Ram, trained by Hall of Fame trainer D. Wayne Lucas, who we absolutely love here. And we have more on him, talking about just the camaraderie about running in the Preakness Stakes and all that comes with that.
This is the fun week. The barn puts all the trainers and horses in one barn, so the camaraderie is very special. We get to sit around, lie to each other, and tell stories, and the camaraderie here is very, very good. I enjoy it. I think that there's a little less pressure than the Derby for some reason, and everybody takes a deep breath and exhales, and we get here, and it seems like it's just a more fun thing. We're going to miss the alibi breakfast and some of the things that were so special here. But having said that, I think they're going to have a very good race.
Tell me about the name. As you were mentioning, the Ram, you chose that name for a specific reason?
Well, what happened is, when this horse was a yearling, Ram was the sponsor of all the trucks, and the names were all over Churchill, on the roof and on the sides of all the barns and everything. So I thought I'd be ahead of the curveball a little bit, and I named him Ram. And I thought if he made the Derby and was a good horse, which I expected him to be, that I maybe could talk him out of a new pickup. So what happened when he turns 2? They changed it all to Ford sponsorship. And I was locked in on Ram. I couldn't change it to Ford.
Well, it would have been cool to see D. Wayne get his Ram truck.
They changed sponsors on him, Danny. That's really not fair. And to his point about the Preakness, what's cool about it is all the horses are stabled in that one barn, so that all the trainers get to hang out with each other every morning.
And eat crab cakes.
Yes, and eat crab cakes.
But we're going to have more on that later, and you'll have Dick and I picks for the Preakness Stakes. But let's get to some Parks Racing, a local race. We're going to take a look at Monday's race. It was the 10th race, an allowance optional claiming. 4 run with the $35,000 tag for the $47,000 purse. They go a mile and a 16th, and our post-time favor is number 6, Confessor, for new trainer Danny Velasquez.
Yeah, this is a wild story. You're right. Confessor was the horse who we talked about on the show, owned by Robert Corsini, right? He hadn't had a horse in, 60 years. He was in his late 80s. Claimed the horse back in July, won his first race after the claim, and now is in for $35,000 for a new trainer, because he just got claimed off of Scott Lake by Danny Velasquez.
Yes, he does. And our second choice is looking at Roses, 2-1 for our man Lupe Preciado with Michael Sanchez up.
Yeah, Lupe's, look, he's always solid, and this is an interesting horse. Just came off a really strong race in the marathon at Parks at a mile and a half.
Just a great race. Let's get to the call with track announcer Chris Griffin.
Working up the backstretch now, it's Optic Way with a neck in front. Super Dude, quick look back there from Frankie Pennington is keeping eyes on Confessor, who moves closer, is now in the 3rd position outside of Forest Fire, who's being encouraged. As they approach that half-mile pole, can see them all, is looking at Roses. These front two start to separate. They really backed it down there, 46-2. 23 flat was that opening quarter mile, and these two still do battle up front as they move into that far turn. Super Dude right to the outside of Optic Way, who's now getting the hurry up. Back there in third comes Forest Fire, losing some ground as Confessor is now 4 off the battling duo. Also moving closer is Looking at Roses. Super Dude with a head in front. It's Super Dude now with a neck in front. Another look back there from Pennington in hand, and Super Dude hasn't been given the cue yet. Looking at Roses getting closer. Optic Way hasn't given in yet as well. Top of the stretch, and Super Dude's it's asked for the effort, and Looking at Roses pounces on this runner. These two now separate. Here's Looking at Roses, who came right up on the outside of Super Dude for a final eighth of a mile. Super Dude is not done down on the inside, and Super Dude is coming right back shoulder to shoulder for a final 16th. Looking at Roses, Super Dude gonna take it down to the wire. Looking at Roses, Super Dude gotta be tight photo.
Well, that was an exciting finish from Looking at Roses, who was extremely far back and came rolling with jockey Michael Sanchez. Trainer Lupe Preciado actually wasn't there. He was at his son's graduation, college graduation, and got all 4 kids through college, so he was very proud and very happy with his horse.
Yeah, it's tremendous. Lupe and Wendy got a great family. I know some of them, they were down for a favorite tale at Keeneland a couple of years ago, and good people. What a finish that was, and there was a little bit of an objection and inquiry, but I think the result should have stood, and it did. And here's the best news of all. Confessor was reclaimed for the $35,000 by Bob Corsini. It was neat that Danny had him, but now he's back at the Scott Lake Barn. He didn't run like he had before, but you got to give the old man his only horse.
And Bob turned 89 this week, so happy birthday, Bob Corsini. We're going to head to our first break. When we come back, we're going to check out some stakes action from Belmont Park and see how our trainer Butch Reed fared. Don't go anywhere on Let's Go Racing.
Candyman Rocket challenged now on the outside by Barron.
If you want action and you want it now, you got to get the new Parks Racing mobile app. Wager and watch thoroughbred and harness racing from around the world. With the Parks Racing mobile app, it's easy to open and fund your account. Then place your wagers and cheer on your horse as they thunder down the stretch. With the Parks Racing mobile app, you'll easily make withdrawal requests, view the previous day's replays and results. Plus, open any new account now, and you'll be automatically enrolled in the Parks Rewards program. The more you wager, the more you earn. Get the new Parks Racing mobile app and get in on the action.
Did you know absolutely no taxpayer dollars support the Pennsylvania horse racing industry? In fact, racing generates $1.6 billion that pays taxes, creates jobs, and more, right here in Pennsylvania.
New to Pennsylvania, Tappett's most precocious son in the Mid-Atlantic, Tight 10, a brilliant graded 2-year-old and a 3/4 brother to the red-hot sire Constitution. Twice graded placed at 2, Tight 10 won his debut for fun, sired by America's 7-time leading sire Tappet, whose other sons include leading stallions Constitution, Frosted, Tapiture, Tapizar, the sire of the great Monomoy Girl. Tight 10 entered stud in 2021 at the introductory fee of $2,500 live foal. Jump on the Tappet train by booking your best mares to Tight 10 today.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. We're going to head to our national coverage, and it's brought to you by the Chapman Auto Group. If their emblem's not on the back of your car or truck, well, you simply paid too much. Let's start our national coverage at Belmont Park, the Gold Fever Stakes for 3-year-olds, sprinting 6 furlongs for the $100,000 purse. And our favorite is the 3-horse Roderick at 8-5 with Joel Rosario from Wesley Ward.
Yeah, most recently Danny in the Hutchison Stakes at 4-5 just didn't run that day, but obviously better than that. You would think.
Definitely moving up. And our second choice, Candyman Rocket, well-deserved, 9-5 for trainer Bill Mott with Junior Alvarado.
Yeah, won the Sam Davis, and then they kind of had him on the Derby trail. That didn't work out, so now back in a little easier spot.
Yeah, shortening them up. Well, let's get to the call of the Gold Fever Stakes.
The field goes around the far turn. The quarter 1 in 22 and 3. American Gentleman on top here by a length and a quarter. Candyman Rocket runs in second, and Barron's on the outside in third. Then the Wolfman, and 007 is the trailer. Candyman Rocket now makes his move to take over the lead from American Gentleman. Candyman Rocket challenged now on the outside by Barron as they turn for home. It is Candyman Rocket leading Barron with 3/16 to the finish. It's Candyman Rocket in front by almost 3 lengths now. Barron is in second. Candyman Rocket. Barron is charging up on the outside, but Candyman Rocket is still there. Barron on the outside. Candyman Rocket and Barron, and the two of them will come to the finish together, and it is very tight.
And congratulations to Barron for trainer Butch Reed. Manny Franco just gave him a perfectly timed ride. I mean, it didn't look like they were going to get there. They certainly did. I talked with trainer Butch Reed, who's just done fabulous with these Wajilias, and he said they had a little rain and that wet track certainly moved him up, and they have a solid 3-year-old sprinter on their hands.
Yeah, no question. It's a PA bred, so they got options there with some of those PA bred stakes around the state. But yeah, I'm with you, Danny. It looked like Candyman Rocket was going to win pretty convincingly. Those two were 6.5 ahead of the field, so Barron with an 83 buyer, ties for the best of his career.
Pretty cool too. The owners bred the horse, Susan Quick and Christopher Fairfax.
Yep.
They just called Butch Reed out of the blue, said, "You have done so well with this bloodline." Butch said he's trained about 30 of them. He has about 10 Wajilias in his barn now, so that's just how much he thinks of this bloodline.
Very nice.
And our favorite did unseat Joel Rosario Roderick, but he was totally fine. So we'll see them dust off and race another day. But sticking with Belmont Park and our 3-year-olds, they had their Peter Pan, the grade 3, going 1 1/8. And this is a prep for their Belmont Stakes. And the favorite was the number 3 Promise Keeper for Todd Pletcher.
Yeah, Todd having a favorite in a race that's a prep for the Belmont Stakes, shockingly. Most recent start an optional claimer at Danny at Keeneland on the 8th of April, and this horse won big. Got an 85 buyer, won by 5.5.
Definitely. And Nova Rags takes second choice for 2-1 with Bill Mott and his regular rider, Junior Alvarado.
Yeah, and this horse was 6-5 when he won the Pasco, and then was well thought of in the Sam Davis, ran a good second. Wasn't so good in the Florida Derby. Now just trying to see if he can get back in pace, and maybe Bill will take a shot at the Belmont himself.
Let's get to the call of the Peter Pan Stakes.
It is Wolfie's Dinah Ghost in front here by a length. Promise Keeper running in second. Gap of 3 now. Back to Nova Rags in third after an opening quarter mile in 24 2/5 seconds. At the back of the back are Overtook and I Am the Law. The 3-year-olds continue along here with Wolfie's Dinah Ghost in front by a little more than a length. Promise Keeper still racing in second. It's almost 3 to Nova Rags in third, another 2.5. Back to the 2 trailers, Overtook and I Am the Law. Wolfie's Dinah Ghost has the lead after a half in 48 3/5 seconds. Wolfie's Dinah Ghost 3 parts of a length. Promise Keeper on the outside is second by 3. Nova Rags running in third. As they race midway around the far turn, Wolfie's Dinah Ghost on the inside and Promise Keeper on the outside. They are now right together. It's 2 lengths to Nova Rags in third. Overtook has drawn within 3.5 lengths of the lead. I Am the Law is the trailer as they come for the quarter pole. Now Wolfie's Dinah Ghost gives way and Promise Keeper is the leader. Here's a challenge on the outside from Nova Rags. Promise Keeper, Nova Rags, Overtook is in third as they hit the 8th pole. It's Promise Keeper on the inside, Nova Rags on the outside. Promise Keeper is holding on to the lead. Nova Rags in second. They come on for the finish and Promise Keeper has won the Peter Pan.
And Promise Keeper for trainer Todd Pletcher, just in that great second spot, gets the win with Luis Saez aboard.
Yeah, he was good, and it's a pretty cool week for Todd. He was just elected to the Racing Hall of Fame. It's his first year of eligibility. You got to be a trainer for 25 years, and obviously he was a slam dunk, along with American Pharaoh, who was also a slam dunk to get to the Hall.
Great body of work for Todd Pletcher. I mean, everyone just said that, you know, his body of work put together, he was, like you said, a slam dunk.
One of the all-timers.
Well, let's stay with Belmont Park. Now, they had their first grade 1, the Man of War, 1 3/8 on their inner turf course, and their favorite was Gufo, which I love that name, the number 8 horse for Christophe Clement.
So Gufo was a really good 3-year-old on the turf last year, won the Kent at Delaware, won the Hollywood or finished third in the Hollywood Derby, won the Belmont Derby, so he obviously likes this course. And Christophe Clement, of course, one of the great grass trainers in the country.
There was actually a co-favorite, the number 1 horse, Sovereign, the Ireland bred for trainer Chad Brown, and was previously trained by Aidan O'Brien, makes his first start here in the States.
So 2 for 13 lifetime, but having raced at Royal Ascot and obviously against some really good horses. And whenever Chad gets these European horses, everybody goes, look out.
Absolutely. Let's get to the call to grade 1 Man of War.
Channel Cat leads by almost 2 lengths. Field Pass is second by 4. Big Long Shot So High is in third by 8 lengths. And then it is Shamrocket in fourth, followed by Zayad. Sovereign has moved to the outside of Gufo, and trailing the field now is Moon Over Miami. 3/4 in 1:12 and 2. Channel Cat is the leader. with Field Pass in pursuit in second. So High is next in third. The others are now getting closer. Zayed is down on the inside, Shamrocket on the outside, and Sovereign now makes a move. Sovereign has drawn within 5 lengths of the lead. Gufo is still at the back of the pack along with Moon Over Miami. It's Channel Cat, the one to catch as they come for the head of the stretch. Zayed is down towards the rail. Field Pass is in between horses. On the outside is So High. Looking for a way through is Moon Over Miami. Gufo is gaining ground out in the middle of the course. It is Channel Cat with the lead. Moon Over Miami on the inside. Gufo now kicking in late as they come down for the finish. It's Channel Cat. Here's Gufo with a late surge. Channel Cat and Gufo, oh, their noses apart on the wire.
And in a shocker, Channel Cat gets the win, but we're dying for this horse to get on the lead for so long. They finally put him on the lead. Trainer Jack Sisterson gets the grade 1. And Johnny Velasquez, what a week he had. He took the Oaks, the Derby, and now the grade 1 Man of War.
Well, at least the Derby for now.
Yeah,
we'll find out what ultimately happens, but yeah, you're right, what a week. Channel Cat hasn't won since 2019. But he's a neat horse. Over $1 million. He was just 2,000 short. And Calumet Farm and Jack Sisterson, another grade 1 in New York.
And our boy Gufo did run a good race second. He lost the head bob, which Gufo likes to do sometimes. We're going to head to our next break. When we get back, our jockey and trainer of the week. We'll see you on the other side of this break. Don't go anywhere on Let's Go Racing.
Turning for Home is a nonprofit that has provided nearly 2,800 former racehorses with a safe retirement. The program was created through the foresight of the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association.
We all love animals, and to give back to something that helps us so much, it's a great thing.
Responding to the need for a better system that addressed the uncertain future for the retiring equine population at Parks Racing, the PTHA rallied horsemen to support the program.
These horses can do anything from hunter jumpers to western to therapeutic riding.
Turning for Home became the first on-track retirement program at a year-round racetrack.
We want to make sure that our horses that have run so well for us over the years get the great opportunity to get a new vocation.
Out of everything that we've done in Pennsylvania for racing, I think that's the thing we can be most proud of.
If you would like to help these amazing animals find a great second career and forever home, please give us a call or contact us at turningforhome.org.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. We're going to head to our jockey and trainer of the week, brought to you by Turning for Home, our proud racehorse retirement program right here at Parks Racing. And we have another great success story for you. Trap Play was retired by trainer Ralph Riviezo, the legend, and owner James Aguilar Juarez back in October of 2019 after a job well done. The stunning Dark Bay mare was able to hit the board in more than half of her starts, and she retires with 5 wins, 4 seconds, and 4 thirds out of 30 starts with earnings over of $115,000. With such a gentle demeanor and always ready to greet you with her ears perked up, this happy, versatile horse deserves nothing but the best, and she definitely found that with her new adopter, Ryan. She now lives in North Carolina, spends time as an amazing trail horse, and she loves riding up the mountains and just being retired. So good for Trap Play. And
Absolutely.
This is just the happiest horse. Everyone could always say that about her. And we're going to head to our jockey of the week. And our jockey of the week is Michael Sanchez, who had a fabulous week. He won on the lead, coming off the pace and closing. I mean, every which way you could do it, he did it.
No, he's obviously one of the best. He was our champion in 2020.
We'll be celebrating him coming up on Memorial Day for our Horseman Awards. He was our leading rider last year. And our trainer of the week is John Service. He had just some really amazing performances this week with horses Precious and the Smarty Jones Sail Above.
Yep, absolutely.
We're going to head into some race recap brought to you by the Pewter Stable. Check them out at pewterstable.com, and a great partnership to become an owner today and get in this exciting horse racing game. Let's start at Belmont Park with the Grade 3 Run Happy.
Yeah, this was last Saturday, Danny, and it looked like on paper a match race, and it turned out that way in reality. Chateau, ridden by our man Kendrick Carmouche, loose on the lead.
Big time.
And who is that stalking? Firenze Fire, who loves Belmont Park, and Firenze Fire is going to go by at 4-5 and win this thing. 9 starts at Belmont Park, 6 wins for Firenze Fire. Chateau ran really well to hang on for second.
But let's head to Ion Racing. Big day down at Pimlico. It's the Preakness Day.
Yeah, stakes races all over the card. It's just always a fun day, Danny. I've been to like 40 of them. It's my hometown, so there will be crabs and crab cakes in my future. Pimlico, and we'll be back next week to talk all about it and see whether Medina Spirit can win the second leg of the Triple Crown, but will it really count? We won't know for weeks. It's just a crazy time, but hopefully we have a great day and a great race.
Definitely. Second jewel, the Triple Crown, and they all have an incredible 9 stakes on their card.
Yep.
Trish Bowman, their stakes coordinator, did a fabulous job, so shout out to you, Trish.
Absolutely.
And I'm looking forward. I like the Jim McKay Turf Sprint, so I'm looking forward to that one.
That's always a fun race, for sure.
Well, lots of great races there. We're going to head into our final break. When we come back, news and notes. We'll see you on the other side of this break on Let's Go Racing.
Looking to join the thrill and excitement of thoroughbred racehorse ownership? Pewter Stable can get you started. With more than 25 years of experience under the leadership of Greg and Kate DeMasi, Pewter Stable is one of the industry's leaders in racing partnerships, winning hundreds of races and millions of dollars at racetracks all over the Mid-Atlantic, including New York. No markup, no management fees makes our partnerships unique and affordable. We are Pewter Stables. New to Pennsylvania, Tappett's most precocious son in the Mid-Atlantic, Tight 10, a brilliant graded 2-year-old and a 3/4 brother to the red-hot sire Constitution. Twice graded placed at 2, Tight 10 won his debut for fun, sired by America's 7-time leading sire Tappet, whose other sons include leading stallions Constitution, Frosted, Tapiture, Tapizar, the sire of the great Monomoy Girl. Tight 10 entered stud in 2021 at the introductory fee of $2,500 live full. Jump on the Tappet train by booking your best mares to Tight 10 today.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. We're going to head into news and notes brought to you by the Granny Fund. The Granny Fund assists continuing education for our backstretch community here. And news and notes, we have a great Turning for Home Days coming up on June 22nd. We're going to be auctioning off just an absolutely fabulous Fleet Alex package. $10 a ticket. We're going to give you information where you can get your tickets from. You get this Fleet Alex halter, his stud halter. You get a signed hat and visor, Tim Ritchie and Jeremy Rose. You also get a Jeremy Rose bobblehead, so just a fabulous package. We also have a consolation prize of a Jeremy Rose bobblehead and a Fleet Alex hat. So a lot of options to win. And if those of you guys, I'm sure everybody remembers of Fleet Alex. He got 3rd in the Kentucky Derby. He won the Preakness in 2005, and he won the Belmont Stakes in 2005, and just one outstanding athlete.
No question, one of the all-time greats.
Well, while we're on our Preakness day, we have to give our Preakness picks, and I'll start. I'm going with the number 6, Rumbauer, who gets jockey Flavian Pratt, that me and Dick love to talk about all the time, for trainer Michael McCarthy.
Yeah, it's an interesting pick, Danny. It's obviously going to be a long shot. It's going to be interesting to see what Medina Spirit is bet to, because people are going to say, well, he won the Derby. There's some question about what was going on there. He'll be the favorite. Look, I've talked about this a week ago. Midnight Bourbon's trip in the Kentucky Derby was ridiculous. Now the rider change is gigantic from Mike Smith to Irad Ortiz Jr. I think he'll be in the race this time. He's not going to be 10 wide in 10th. So I'm liking Midnight Bourbon in the Preakness, the 5-horse.
A solid pick. I could see him being there as well. Well, thank you so much for joining us on our Preakness show. That wraps us up. Come join us at the racetrack. We race Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Post time's 12:55. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week on Let's Go Racing.